Hey guys, welcome to the world of English exams. In today's video, we are going to understand the application of an important concept which is known as subject-verb agreement. We have already made a detailed video on this and that is available on our website www.worldofenglishexams.com as well as on our YouTube channel World of English Exams. So, if you haven't watched the video about what subject-verb agreement is and you haven't known the rules of how to apply subject-verb agreement, then these two videos are very useful for you. So, please do check out the previous video to know the rules and regulations and some important concepts regarding subject-verb agreement. But this concept, let me tell you, is going to help you a great deal in your IELTS test to score an 8 or above, mainly for writing and speaking, because these two are the parts of the test which involve your thought process to be done. Whereas for listening and reading, if you can apply the objective type of mindset and if you can get the answers, that is more than enough. Whereas that is not the possibility for writing and speaking. You have to use your thoughts and you have to generate ideas and you have to speak and write. Hence, you have to use concepts like subject-verb agreement. So, let me just brief you on what subject-verb agreement is and then I'll practically show you how to apply this concept of subject-verb agreement with the help of an example essay. So, are you ready to learn? Okay, so basically subject-verb agreement, as the name suggests, is an agreement between the subject of a sentence and the verb that follows it. So, subject is the doer of the action, the noun or pronoun which is primarily involved in doing the action is known as the subject, and the verb is an action word that usually follows the subject. However, there are some special agreement rules that have to be followed and it has to be ensured that whenever you're writing a sentence, there has to be an agreement between the subject and the verb of the sentence. Otherwise, the sentence is grammatically incorrect, and as you might be aware, subject-verb agreement is one of the important concepts to score well for grammatical range and accuracy, which is one of the band descriptors for both writing and speaking. So, literally 25% of the score in writing and speaking depends on subject-verb agreement and other concepts of grammar. So, a singular subject needs a singular verb and a plural subject needs a plural verb. So, this is the basic concept of subject-verb agreement. So, just remember, singular verb, singular subject, plural verb, plural subject. That's it. And to illustrate this, we have taken the example of personal pronouns here, and these can be considered as subjects. I, he, she, it, we, they and you. So among these, I sometimes takes the rules of singular, whereas other times it takes the rules of plural. So it depends on the tense and depends on the sentence which is written with I. Whereas he, she and it are always singular. I repeat, he, she and it are always singular, whereas we, they and you. Of course, you can be used as a singular as well, but we generally don't add an S after plurals, and we do add an S for the verb after singular. That is, after when you start a sentence with he, she and it, we have to definitely add an S after that. For instance, he lifts the box. So you don't tell he lift the box. So that is the agreement between a singular subject and a singular verb. Similarly, they go out for dinner. You don't tell they goes out for dinner. Whereas if you use the same thing, you have to, with singular, you have to tell she goes out for dinner. So that is the basic concept of subject-verb agreement, and I have explained in detail about this subject-verb agreement with 10 golden rules along with the basic rule and the difference between singular subjects and compound subjects already in the previous video. So I am giving the link in the description box. So if you haven't seen that video, please click on the link which is given in the description box and you can go straight to that video and watch it till the end. But not just watching, application is important as well, isn't it? So let's start applying the concept of subject-verb agreement with an essay, and I'm also going to give you a small exercise to identify subject-verb agreement in this video itself. So do stay tuned till the end. Okay, so this is an example paragraph wherein if you can clearly see, I have indicated two different colors of words. So the first words which are highlighted in brown or maroon are the nouns or the subjects, whereas those which are indicated in green indicate the verb that follow it. So for example, when we are reading it, this is how you have to be sure that the subject is singular, the verb is singular. Subject is plural, the verb is plural. That is it. You have to highlight that. You have to understand that. For instance, healthcare professionals. If you can see, this is in the plural form. So we have to write the verb as advise. Now let's read the sentence. Healthcare professionals often advise the geriatrics, that is the elderly people, so they are called geriatrics, to perform some workouts and other physical fitness activities, but this suggestion is often disregarded by the old people. This is the first sentence, which clearly shows that for a plural subject called professionals, you are writing the plural form of the verb, which is advice. So the first sentence definitely satisfies subject verb agreement. Moving further, there are several reasons. So one of the rules of subject verb agreement says that when a sentence starts with here or there, the subject usually follows the verb. In this case, the verb is written first, followed by the subject, which is there are several reasons. Now if you modify it, there dash a reason. If that is a sentence, there dash a reason, then you have to fill the blank with there is a reason. You don't tell there are a reason, because then that becomes subject verb disagreement. Now let's read the sentence. There are several reasons for this, like their age factor and the risks involved. However, adopting several methods. So here again we have the plural noun, like group exercise activities and elevating their self-confidence levels can motivate. So if there is just one method, you will write this method motivates. Whereas here we can find a plural subject, and hence it has to be followed by a plural verb. So can motivate them to exercise. Now both the causes and solutions for this problem will be examined in this essay before a logical conclusion is reached. That is it, guys. So I hope you have understood what is subject verb agreement, and now I want to move forward and further illustrate subject verb agreement with the body paragraph for this essay. On the one hand, most of the elderly people, so plural, hence the verb also has to be in the plural form. So here are, if there is just one person, then you write is, the person is. But here elderly people, people is a plural noun, and hence you have to use are. Reluctant towards exercising primarily due to the lack of self-efficacy. Consequently, this leads to, again this is subject verb agreement, this indicates one or singular. That's why we are using leads. Okay, this leads to lower levels of confidence and decreased body competency and drives them. So one more verb we have added, hence again the same thing has to be followed. You need not bother about the content that is present in between the subject and verb. All you have to remember is that if the subject is in the singular form, the verb also has to be in the singular form. So, and drive them to think that they are physically unfit and not competent anymore. Additionally, older people, again plural, may have preconceived myths. You can see everything is in the plural form, that they might injure themselves while doing a strenuous physical activity, which makes them to lead a sedentary lifestyle. They do not realize. So this is the negative form of a sentence, but still the subject verb agreement has to be followed. In this case, they is a plural, hence it has to be followed by a plural verb, which is realize. That such a lifestyle would exacerbate the problem further. Indeed, a recent survey revealed that 8 out of 10 geriatric patients, again plural, do not exercise. So hence, again here we have seen that for a plural subject, a plural verb is required, confirming that subject verb agreement is perfectly followed while writing it. Now moving on to the second body paragraph for the same essay. On the other hand, these old people can be motivated to exercise by constant encouragement from their friends and family. Here the sentence is in the past tense, and hence you can be sure that there is the subject verb agreement is definitely followed, because when you're writing the simple past tense, There is no absolute difference between the singular or plurals. It takes the same form. Then moving on to the next sentence. As the older individuals, if you can see it's in the plural form, hence the following verb also has to be in the plural form, that is have. So it's an older person, then it has to say has. As the older individuals have a strong emotional bond with their family members, they, again plural, can embolden. So here again the verb is in the plural form. The age to exercise more often. In this way, the misconceptions such as getting old is getting decrepit can be erased off their minds too. Furthermore, exercising in groups, again plural, can be an ideal way to perform fitness activities. Indeed, a study showed that 70% of those people aged over 60 or over like to take part in team activities like mild aerobics and yoga. This, again singular, so clearly indicates that motivation and compassion are. Can you see that? So motivation and compassion. So there are two things, hence we have written are. Great ways to encourage elders to exercise. So now moving on to the last paragraph, which is conclusion. In conclusion, although geriatrics, the plural form is given, hence we have to give the verb as are. Although geriatrics are not fitness enthusiasts owing to fears of safety and age-related issues, motivating them is possible by continuous support and encouragement of their family, coupled with light workouts and with fitness partners. So I hope by now all of you have understood what is subject-verb agreement. Just to brief you, singular subject needs a singular verb, a plural subject needs a plural verb. That is it, guys. So that is the concept of subject-verb agreement. Now, having understood this concept clearly, how about taking up a practice activity? Shall I give you a paragraph and will you be able to identify the agreement between subject and verb? Are you ready? Because practice makes one very perfect. So now I'll just give you one small paragraph and I'm going to give you 2 minutes of time to identify the subjects and their agreement with the subsequent verbs that follow them. And please do leave a comment in the comment box below and I'll be more than happy to evaluate whether you have understood subject-verb agreement or not. So your 2 minutes time for this activity, for this paragraph begins now. One minute up. You have one more minute to identify and write. Thirty seconds to go. of you might have identified what the subjects are and what the verbs are, and I hope you might have understood the basics of how to follow subject verb agreement while writing an essay. So I hope this exercise was pretty helpful to you. Please do leave your comments and let us know how you like this video in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to see your appreciation. That motivates us a lot. So till I see you with the next informative video, please do like this, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, World of English Exams. So happy preparation guys, and I'll see you with the next video very soon.